the Department of Fisheries and Oceans has approved the destruction of 4 lakes.
It's not necessary to destroy lakes to get rid of your mine waste. In the US it's forbidden. New Brunswick has also forbidden it.
We are dealing with a freshwater crisis in Canada.
So our message here tonight is to tell Baird what we need is strong policies, right? We need strong policies protecting the environment, and he has not been doing that. And as such, he really hasn't been doing his job. So we're hoping that voters will think about that when they go to the polls.
This is very toxic waste and it shouldn't be put in our lakes and rivers. That's all we're asking. A lot of people don't know about it, a lot of Canadians don't know about it, but the parties do know about it.
When John Baird was asked about this a couple of weeks ago by our friend Catherine Cummins from Mining Watch, he claimed to know nothing about it, despite the fact that his ministry had signed off on the destruction of these lakes. So we're here today to remind John Baird, to refresh his memory.
Lakes and rivers in Canada are not mine waste dumps, but they're being used as mine waste dumps now.
And we have a letter that was signed by several organizations that we're going to be taking in with us today. This is part of a much larger movement of activists who are standing up to the destruction of our freshwater lakes in Canada.
Many of us were really shocked to learn this past spring of the huge amount of what is basically amounts to raw secondary sewage being dumped into the Ottawa River. This is simply put unacceptable. It's unacceptable environmentally, and for the most part it's unacceptable morally. We cannot allow our legacy to be tarnished by dumping raw sewage into the river.
Mr. Baird, you speak about protecting the Ottawa River, but as you know, your Environment Ministry is approving the destruction of lakes and rivers across Canada by allowing mining companies to use them as cheap waste dumps for their toxic waste. Mr. Baird, will you agree to revoke Schedule 2 of the metal mining effluent regulations that makes this possible? And I want to ask the same of the others. And please, Mr. Baird, don't pretend you don't know what the metal mining effluent regulations are, as you did in the Sportsplex.
Hear, hear.
I can't tell you that mining is done in parts of the country. There are tailings, they have to be used. We have tough environmental standards. They're followed to the letter. I can appreciate you're nodding your head, you don't agree with me. I'm not going to promise to change something that I know we're not going to change.
My name is Nita. I'm the National Water Campaigner at the Council of Canadians. Mr. Baird, you probably missed the protest that took place outside because you came in through a different door, but we were outside protesting the dumping of toxic waste into Canadian lakes. We represent a broad cross-section of Canadians. We're here on behalf of the Council of Canadians, Friends of the Earth, Mining Watch. I have a letter here in my hand. I'm getting to my question, thank you. I have a letter here in my hand that was signed by a number of groups, including the Indigenous Environmental Network, the Council of Canadian Friends. Will you accept this letter and acknowledge that your party, that your government has been out of sync with the majority of Canadians who would like to see our freshwater lakes and rivers protected?
I think I'm out of sync with Mon Barlow. I'd be very happy to take the letter.